if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you guys are interested in a personal session, check out my website, readingswithbreanne.com. Let's dive into the topic for today. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I'm looking forward to doing an energy report for you guys for the month of July. So we're going to be doing a crystal ball and a tarot and oracle reading for you guys today and see what the momentum and what the energies are for July. I have to say, when I was doing my June energy report, it did feel like June and July had very similar and intense energies. So let's start with the tarot and look at the collective energy and see what's going on, and then we'll do some crystal ball gazing. Now, I know a big thing too that I seen in the tarot and the crystal ball for June was it was not a great time to travel, and we did recently just have a plane crash. I was predicting something on June 11th that seemed very intense, and I believe that was the actual day that there was that unfortunate plane crash of, I think, like over 200 people. Most of them passed. There was one individual that I believe survived. So I never did do a tarot reading on that, actually. Oh, my hand's so itchy right now. All right, Spirit, what can you share with the overall energy for the month of July for the collective? Ooh, we have the Sword and the Pilgrim. Back of the deck is the Box. Oh, my hand is so itchy right now. What do they say? If your right hand itches, I think don't itch it because there's wealth on the way. I can't remember what that saying is now, but it is so itchy right now. Oh. All right. Okay, try to gain some composure here. All right, Spirit, what can you share when it comes to the overall energy for the month of July for the collective? What can you share for the month of July? That Swords Oracle really does make me think we may still see quite a bit more violence, quite a bit more fighting. We've got the tensions escalating out there in the Middle East. What can you share, Spirit, when it comes to the month of July? Knight of Wands. Interesting. Six of Wands. Queen of Swords. Four of Cups. Five of Wands, but it is reversed. Let's see what's aspecting that. Two of Swords reversed and Page of Swords reversed. Back of the deck is the Three of Wands. All right. So if we're looking at this energy for the month of July and all the tensions with the wars and the escalation, I do think it's still going to continue for the most of the month, but there is some like good, I don't want to say, there's more like a bit of a transition or a peaceful energy coming towards the end here. Now, the Knight of Wands is showing the month of July, the people, and this is a fiery energy. This is an escalation. This could also be certain military optics and symbolic flexing here. So it does feel like it gets a little bit intense continuing through July. But again, when we look at the Four of Cups in reverse and the Six of Wands in the situation, there's a sense of people waking up to things that have been ignored. It's like, okay, everyone is so fed up, right? And unfortunately, that's where we need to be in order for us to like clue in, right? For a lot of the people that are still not kind of not realizing what's happening behind the scenes, but we have a sense of them waking up with that Four of Cups in reverse. And then it's like there is a global emotional shift here because we have the Six of Wands in the situation, and this is showing temporary victories here. It does feel like this could be more negotiations or coming together. There's like more peaceful treaties happening here. So it's like negotiations and a little bit of like a bit of some wins happening behind the scenes. Now, having the Queen of Swords in that past too, it feels like the Queen of Swords, especially with the present Four of Cups in the reverse here, to me, this is an energy that's really coming out, showing that the collective is like intellectually they're waking up, right? And it's like it's been, you know, some harsh truths that have come out, and it feels like we're kind of cutting through that propaganda. And there are some wins and some victories for July, but it does seem to be quite intense and quite chaotic still. This is a fiery energy, it's an assertive energy, it's a bit of an aggressive energy. So I think that we can see still a similar energy of June and July together. So I will say, when we look at the scooting over to the outcome here, Five of Wands in reverse, this is usually quite a bit of conflict, right? But it is in reverse, so it feels like tensions are cooling off a bit towards the end of the month here. This could be secret deals and that sort of thing too, with the Two of Swords in reverse and the Page. So this is someone's hand will be kind of, you know, working behind the scenes with decisions and cooling things off, so they're not, you know, escalating even further here. Now, if we take a quick peek at the oracles, we have the Pilgrim, the Sword, and the Box. And the Pilgrim energy is showing the collective, the earth is like mid-transition is what it feels like. And many, again, are waking up from those old identity constructs, which is like us versus them. It's like, you know, all of these wars, all of these elites, all these globalists, it's all about separation and division. Because when we're separated and we're divided, we are not a united front, right? So this is people on that transitional fence. And the Swords is all about like the wars that are being fought with you know, this could be with intelligence, with data, with technology as well. So it's kind of the chaotic energy that's consistently happening in this moment here. And when we have that Box energy, this is showing that it feels like we are in a temporary container. Because before I started this video, I had put my labradorite ball out here, and I seen this very fast image of like a net being casted, and it's like we are being trapped in this net. So that's that Box energy. So it's like a temporary container of almost like manufactured peace too, because there's certain narratives coming out here. I just did a video on the smart cities, and there's so many agendas coming out that are, you know, portraying a narrative that things are for the people, and these are for your safety and for your security and etc., right? But beneath it all, it's just really all about the same old is the control and power and keeping us in a cage. So are we going to break free from this box? I think we're seeing some wins. This looks like a pretty big transition. And what is interesting is we have the Three of Wands on this back of the deck. I love this card. And this Three of Wands is like it's like a new global order that's forming. And when I say that, I don't mean like the new world order. I'm just meaning in terms of like there's a restructuring of allies and energy, and things are really being positioned in these times. So it's going to be an interesting, like this is my also 3-month card. So it'll be an interesting next 3 months from what I can see. So with that being said, I'm going to take a look and see what we can get in the crystal ball. All right, so this image has come up multiple times before. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in at least 3 of my videos, you guys. I consistently have been seeing the outline of the Ring of Fire, and there is something significant about things firing up here. So this could represent potential earthquakes or volcanoes, or underwater eruptions, but there's something significant about the Ring of Fire that's coming out. So that's you know, definitely something I've seen multiple times now. I haven't checked the news recently, so you guys will have to keep me posted if there's been anything, you know, big in those areas happening at this time. But I mean, we could be relating in relations to, I feel like Japan would be a big target place here too. I want to do a tarot reading on this one because what I'm seeing here is, I guess I have to be a little cautious again of my words, but almost a similar CV19 situation. But what I'm seeing are bugs. Okay, so this is, to me, I'm seeing like a symbolism of insects. I don't know if this is an insect born, let's say, illness that happens. It feels like when I'm looking at this, I'm just trying to see if I can get like an outline, because sometimes I can get outlines of like where this is coming from. Again, I feel like this is showing me like the cell. So there's some kind of a, I'm gonna say, an insect-borne illness that appears more in the south that will begin to spread. Again, I don't know how severe this is. I really do want to pull tarot reading on this, but it feels intense. And this is, again, planned. It's engineered, you guys. This is very engineered. So let's see what the tarot has to say on this question. What can you share, Spirit, about the potential airborne illness when it comes to insects? Because I wasn't seeing just like one kind of insect. I'm just getting like airborne insects. Woo! Arrows. Okay. Arrows, we have Anima Monday, and we have the seed. So let's see what tarot come out for this. Spirit, what can you share when it comes to this potential image of insects and airborne diseases? Ten of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, globalist agenda, surprise, surprise. Nine of Swords, yikes. Okay, and the Tower. You guys, look at this. We have 10 of Swords, we have 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. Yikes. Okay, so let's see here. I have to say this does have a little bit of concerning energy. It's definitely, they've been planting, this is an agenda they've been planting seeds for a while now. So when we look at the 10 of Wands in reverse, I feel like there is some kind of airborne illness when it comes to bugs or insects. And it's like, showing here, this is designed to really burden the nervous system. We have 10 of Wands, and Wands is always a stress to the system. So it's looking to mimic burnouts, maybe adrenal fatigue, and it's like emotional heaviness here. Now, the Page of Swords in reverse, I'm not sure if this is going to be something that will affect the younger people or children more, but the Page of Swords in reverse is also a symbolism of, again, surveillance. It's suppressing truth, suppressing information, and it feels like this is very much tied to health tracking. That's what I get here. And 10 of Pentacles in that situation is really all about those globalists and them trying to, knock down the collective again, because they're losing their power here. So it's just it's like an agenda 2.0 again, right? You know what else I'm also getting, though? What's interesting here is the 10 of Pentacles is about a legacy, right? And we look at these elites and the bloodlines, and it feels like they're really also targeting multi-generational lineage codes too. So that's quite interesting that that's coming out. So this is not just them trying to destroy the physical body. They're trying to get to the actual blueprint here, because it's quite interesting. We have arrows, we have Anima Monday as well. And when we have the outcome, the 9 of Swords, I do think that this is a potential I mean, you know what though? This is also one of those fear porn cards. So please do use your discernment. It's never, good idea to go through life being completely scared to even leave your house, you guys. That is not living. So the Nine of Swords is not a major arcana. It is a fear porn card, but we could look at this also as the Nine of Swords as being really, really sick, kind of staying in bed, having anxiety. So I do think that this has a potential to make people sick and not want to get out of bed here. We have a sense of also, though, trying to induce panic into the public, right? And it looks like things are just they're collapsing. Their structures, they are falling, and they're just all they're doing is delaying the inevitable here. So that's what's it's just scary because they know they're losing, and they are willing to do anything at all costs. It doesn't matter who they harm or who they hurt. They are willing to go full force to try to win this battle, but these elites are not winning the battle. So when we look at what's aspecting the Nine of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Again, the Tower in reverse, which is just delaying the inevitable. But to me, this is showing also they're creating an illusion that there's like no way out with that, and it's an illusion, you guys. Okay, it's almost like they're not trying to aim for a dramatic event. They're trying to just gradually numb people, and their true weapon is emotional and spiritual paralysis here. And if you look at this so-called, again, no facts here, you guys, this is an energy report. Please use your discernment. But when you look at that agenda when it comes to, illness through airborne insects, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that you don't think very deeply about it. So for most of the people out there, right, they're not going to think it's just some kind of hidden agenda or a big conspiracy theory. It's a bug. So I feel like this is also their way to do this behind the scenes where it's not a big dramatic event, but it still causes a lot of fear and a lot of chaos here. I may actually not do a whole video on its own because I feel like this is a really important topic, and I think there's other things we need to still dive into for the rest of July. So what I will say to wrap up this though, is we also have the Anima Monday, right? So this is about Mother Gaia coming online, right? Her earth grid is awakening here, and it's showing that there's like some kind of a planetary immune response as well. Again, when we look at Mother Gaia and the earth here, she is a living, breathing, multidimensional intelligence here, and to act as a conscious cell of the planetary body, okay? Because when we look at the Mother Earth, just like look at our body has organs, it has cells, it has an entire system that works together. Just like Gaia, it has human souls that act consciously within her. And when we realize we're not separate from her, we are also part of the let's say the cure, okay? And I don't really mean that as just some kind of metaphor. I actually mean that we are part of her. We are one with Mother Gaia. And if there's an agenda that's pushed out there that's a virus, we can assist with being the actual cure for it. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. I feel like that was a little all over the place. Sorry, guys. But hopefully something of that matter resonated with you guys. So with that being said, I guess how I can recap this. So even though we have all these globalists and these systems, or let's say elites that are trying to push certain agendas, and we also have Mother Earth who is coming online. Her codes are activating. We are activating. And we are rising as like a sovereign human resonance. And in terms of that, these other structures fall away. Okay, so hopefully that recapped it a little bit better. But quite interesting. So we'll have to see what happens here. Again, I was seeing like in the crystal ball that this is some kind of like insect-borne illness, and it feels like it starts from the south and does spread. Like I'm seeing multiple different directions. So we'll have to see and monitor that. So I'll probably do another video on that because I feel like we can go into quite a bit more. But let's see what other messages are coming out here for the month of July. So, do you guys remember the Miami Mall incident back in, was it January? I'm almost seeing this very tall being. It's almost like a tall, shadowy being coming out of the crystal ball as well. And you guys will have to let me know if there's any astrologers or big astronomical alignments for the month of July. But I'm almost seeing some kind of a portal activation opening. And it's, again, use your discernment because I feel like there's a bit of fakeness around it. So there could be some kind of a fake, like staged sighting with either an extraterrestrial craft or something to do with an extraterrestrial being. But it does feel very staged and very fake. So again, use your discernment. But let's pull a couple cards on that. Is there going to be any kind of, let's say, staged event involving extraterrestrial for the month of July? Let's see what comes out here. Let's just pull a couple cards. Death card, Page of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Back of the deck is still that Nine of Swords, which is that fear porn energy. Can I get one more card? Okay, we have the Flame and we have the Village, and the back of the deck is the Apocalypse. So again, I get a big, it's like emotional bait, okay? Because the Death card here is showing, it's almost like a sense of some kind of a narrative being pushed out there, but it just doesn't feel that genuine to me. It feels very, very fabricated, to be honest. And the Page of Cups is an emotional energy. So it's almost like an emotional bait here to have the public respond with curiosity and be in awe, right? Without using actual discernment, right? I do think this is going to be potentially a big event. It's going to be like a or more like globally. It will be shown globally, if that makes sense, as we have the Village here as well. So I feel like this is going to be maybe certain, it's like a light show here. And I mean, it does have a lot of undertones of being like released with some big red flags, in my opinion, from what I can see. I don't see it being as like genuine star family coming through or anything like that. So we have the Flame, the Village, and the Apocalypse. I wonder if this has anything to do with the Golden Dome, Trump's Golden Dome, to be honest. But it feels like, you guys, the Flame, again, it's like that energy is being lit up. It's using your discernment and cutting through the illusion, because I feel like there's something about being asked to buy into a whole new narrative, a whole new perspective, right? They're like selling the Village this event, but they're trying to get everyone to agree to this new story when it's not a genuine and authentic story here. It's almost like, okay, here's our discernment. Now that we're not alone, you guys, we have to come together in unity. And it just has a lot of fakeness underneath it. So we'll see if there's any big events for July when it comes to any kind of so-called disclosure or events with extraterrestrials. But use your discernment, especially with AI and everything going on nowadays. Sometimes it's really hard to see what is actually genuine or not. So that's why we really need to tune into our subtle energies. Look at that Two of Wands. See? That's that portal energy. So it's almost like they will offer some answers, but those answers are not going to be the truth. That's what I see. All right, so let's see if we could get any final messages coming out here. So what I can describe this as is like almost electrical energy or electrical grids, and it feels like it's shorting out. So I am really relating this to, again, something else that we have mentioned before, but more blackouts. Okay, so let's pull a few cards on that. I do think that has the potential, and airplanes will be affected by it. I'm seeing airplanes. But that's why, I mean, when I said in June, this was not a great month to travel. I mean, if you guys can avoid it, I really see July as being very similar energy to June. May even be even a little more intense. So, let's pull a few cards on what do you have, Spirit? What else can you share when it comes to potential blackouts or electrical, let's say, disruptions with internet networks and that sort of thing? Can we expect to see this happen in July? King of Cups, Seven of Wands, the Strength, and the High Priestess. Back of the deck is Seven of Cups. So it's not all about just tech here. The King of Cups in reverse is about destabilizing the collective when it comes to like their emotional signals here, right? It's like cutting them off from their trusted sources here. So I do think that there is a potential here of us seeing some disruptions, especially in July, when it comes to the loss of maybe power, the loss of internet. Let's see. Let's keep going and see if there's any more stuff that comes out here with this. We also have Seven of Wands. We have the Strength card. Now, Seven of Wands in reverse is showing kind of the public almost like it's an energetic defensiveness, and it feels like it's lowering the like auric fields due to the like digital disconnection here. And it's kind of interesting because it's almost like I almost see this backfiring. Okay, there's something else that I want to share after that I feel like is coming out, but let's finish this energy here, because even though there is a sense of like a disruption with services, it makes the people stronger here. And I love this because to me, this is showing us that there's going to be a lot of people that do remain centered. Remember, we were talking about Gaia and the energy of those conscious cells activating within Mother Earth. And this is showing the connection to our inner compass, you guys, okay? So I do think that our self-regulation is like the frequency firewall here from what I can see. And the High Priestess reversed it's like a psychic interference. So there's a lot of things that go behind the whole, let's say, blackout or interference with the networks and phones and internet. But one of the big thing is their goal is to disconnect us from our own intuition and our own inner compass. But it does kind of backfire on them because we are coming out as that strength. So again, to kind of talk about that Seven of Cups in reverse, illusions, smokescreen, mirrors, you guys. These are collapsing, but a lot of the times when these collapse like this, it can create a lot of panic for the people. So it's really about people believing the lies and buying into all of this chaos. And it's like also that like pick your saver energy, right? When there are quite a few chaotic events and disruptions, people look for stability from, let's say, an external force or external source here. So I mean, I've said this before, but they create an event, people get scared, people get anxious, they drop down into this fight or flight, and then all of a sudden you have these other institutions and governments and globalists saying, okay, well, we have a solution for you. So it's all a big orchestration, you guys. And just know, like, use your discernment during these times, because I feel like we can gain a lot of strength from these situations that are coming out this month, okay? okay? So it's an intense month. But I actually want to end this on a really positive note because I'm starting to see something in the crystal ball. So I'm going to take a moment and see if I can get some clear messages here. So I wanted to see what the tarot had to say, but what I'm seeing is really cool, you guys. It's like this image of this massive celestial like solar dragon coming out, and I really relate this to because there's like these DNA spirals all around it. It's very cool looking, and I feel like this is showing a very important time, especially in July. Could be more towards the end because I feel like there's so much chaotic energy happening in the beginning and the middle that there are forces trying to create these chaotic events to again distract us from this energy because it feels very beneficial, you guys. It's like an activation of the crystalline nervous system here. It's like a rewiring energy, and that spark is being lit, right? So let's see, Spirit, what can you share with us about the overall energy coming out for the collective? But let's end on a good note for July. What can you share, Spirit, about the overall energy for the collective and this big celestial solar dragon for the month of July for the collective? 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, wow. 7 of Swords, Page of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. Yes, look at this, okay? And as I just said earlier, it's like during these times of intense, like we talked about earlier, Mother Gaia is online. She is activating. And with the celestial dragon as well, there is like a rewiring of energy for the people. It's working really hard. We have 8 of Pentacles, something that is working behind the scenes and is presenting to us a fresh start, a fresh beginning. But in that moment, look at all this funny business that's happening. This is lies, this is manipulation. This is because look at, it's like the melting snowman. Look at, he's sinking in sand. He's melting, I'm melting. So this energy is quite, I feel like quite powerful and can benefit so many of us on this journey here. So it's almost like throughout these times, they're going to engineer more fear-based agendas to distract us from these higher frequency energies that are coming in this month. So my friends, I see us as activating our, our organic senses, but at the same time, that doesn't mean we just wait around and we don't do anything, okay? This has to be, it requires some discipline and it requires conscious effort, okay? But there's sparks lighting and there's good news coming with that energy. So very beautiful. Let's pull a final interesting. We have a lady and the bear. I wasn't planning on pulling those oracles, but they fell out, so we will take a look at that as well. It's like coming out of hibernation here. Very interesting. Let's take a final angel card and see what final messages do you have, Spirit, for the collective tuning in today and the month of July. Support, which is growth, creativity, and vision. And we also have, it's up to you, 10-10. And like I just said, momentarily here, it's all about, yes, these senses are coming on, they're activating, but we also have to take those initiatives, my friend, okay? We really do. So this is moderation, patience, flow, and clarity. It's time to put those ideas into action, and you'll soon come in contact with the appropriate circumstances and resources that will bring a brand new experience, opportunities, and joy here. And we have support. So you guys, we're not alone. We're very much fully connected. We just need to tune into our subtle senses here. And I think with the Page of Pentacles, I have to end that with saying also, you guys, it's a key to keep yourself grounded, rooted, humbled, be present, be within nature here. All these things that are focusing on tangible practices like breath work, food, movement, that will help move this body through these chaotic energies, okay? So I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me on a July energy report. And until next time, beautiful souls, bye for now.